see you later. You're starting to worry me. Testing 1, 2. Here once we get started in a couple minutes, but yeah, if you want to sit in that, you can move my bag out of the way and sit down and get something to drink if you want.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just my bike ride.
Met before. Was it here or was it at some function?
Oh, was that
Before Hooters?
I've never been to Hooters in my life.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, with Renee and Megan. And
Yeah.
I was about ready to
yeah, sorry.
No, that's all right.
Hooters,
Where have you been?
this is not my normal hour.
Really?
It's
Oh,
good.
I
Make
figured,
me
yeah.
speaker. I just and then. Yeah, I'm a night girl.
Here, can you move my bag so you can sit there and just watch the camera? Everybody's jumping on. We're going to give it a couple minutes to let everybody jump on the show here. We're going to get rolling. If you're checking in from out of town, let us know the temperature of where you're checking in from. 72 degrees and sunny in Florida. Are you going to eat now? Oh, okay. She waits until 9:01 to eat. Oh, all right.
All right. Sorry, not wherever you want me.
No, I'm
This is gonna be your chair as soon as she's done eating. This is called the pre-show preparation, not being prepared. You wait until 9:01 to eat. Now we're going to be late starting the show now because of you. Dear me.
Take it off with management of the timeout.
All right, we're going to wait 30 seconds. She's got 30 seconds to finish eating. Go ahead, eat on camera so everybody can see you. Then we're going to fire it off. The show is not about me. The show is about us. So scarf that down like you usually do. Good morning, everybody. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. There we go. All right, 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds. There we go. We're getting ready to fire it up. Gotcha. 10 seconds, wife. 10 seconds.
This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Live from Pete's Timeout in the heart of Times Square. You're listening to Beach Talk Radio with Kim and Ed Ryan.
And hello, everybody, and welcome to Beach Talk Radio. This is episode number 94. Today is Saturday, January 4th, and we are broadcasting live from Peach Timeout on Fort Myers Beach. Happy New Year to everybody listening. Please let us know in the Facebook Live chat where you're listening from and what the temperature is here, because it's 74 degrees and where it is there, because it's 74 degrees and sunny here. And we appreciate everybody checking in and listening to us or watching us on Facebook. And for all our new listeners, all of our shows are archived in audio form at our website on beachtalkradio.com. All of our shows are archived in video on our Facebook page. And we also have a free app you can download from the Apple App Store. All 93 episodes already up there now. 94 will be up as of tomorrow. We're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pocket Casts, and all of your favorite podcast listening apps. It was another crazy week on the beach, wife.
That's for sure.
Yes. We had the fireworks celebration in the middle of the week, and then fireworks to end the week. Just when you thought it was going to be quiet, a flyer hits town, and everybody goes berserk. And last night I went to sleep nice and early because I wanted to rest up and be prepared for the show and seem like I had some energy for a change. And then at 9:30, you come bursting through the door.
Oh,
Did
you're
you
being a
see
little
what's
dramatic.
going on Facebook? Do you see what's going on Facebook?
You're being so dramatic.
You did. You woke me up out of a dead sleep. I was snoozing, and you woke me up and you said, everybody's attacking Anita. Everybody's attacking Anita, or something's going on with Anita, the mayor.
You're really blowing this way out
No,
of proportion.
that's
I just
exactly
wanted
what you
to-
did. You
I
could have
ju-
let me sleep through the night.
Well, I just wanted to let you know that, what was going on.
And what was going on?
People-
Anita? Well, I'll tell the story if you don't like to tell the
Then
story.
don't
Anita,
ask me.
The mayor wrote a letter to the editor, to the Island Sandpaper, about a couple of things, the flyer that was going around, and whether or not this Margaritaville thing could be reversed and the whole thing. So she wanted to
clearing things up.
That's right. She wanted to set the record straight. So she wrote a letter, and all I did was send a link from that page to our page, and then somebody attacked her. Cheryl Ann attacked her. So I tried to get her on the show this morning, but it didn't work out. I didn't get her phone number. It would have been not the mayor. I'm sure the mayor would have come on, but the lady that attacked her, and she didn't respond to my request. But usually that's how it is sometimes with people who feel more comfortable behind the computer than they do coming out in the wide open. Like,
Oh, yeah.
what are you hiding back there? Are you hiding something?
No, I'm not. My
You have your cue
back
cards
is
or
sore.
something?
My cue cards,
And then
which I can't see.
and then I was all ready to go after I got up at 2 o'clock
Oh.
after you woke me up and kept me up all night. Because once I'm up, I can't go back to sleep. And my truck wouldn't start, which was lovely, but that's a whole different story. So we have plenty to talk about toward the end of the show for you and I want to make sure that
and
we talk.
and finding a mechanic. For
Right.
that
Want to
piece
make
of
sure that
junk.
we talk about that, the letter, and talk about the flyer, and talk about everything going on. But we have a full house here at Pete's Time Out, dear, on
Yes.
Fort Myers Beach. We have Kentucky in the house. Big hand for Kentucky. And we have Central. Oh, shoot, I forgot already. Illinois. And then we had Montana.
Montana
Oh wow,
is here.
Montana's they're a little off the time zone thing, so they're not too loud. And Ohio in the corner.
OH.
Yes, what happened to Ohio? Oh, that was ugly the last weekend. Anybody else? You guys from out of town? Illinois, more Illinois. Lots of Illinois here. So everybody's down where it's nice and warm and sunny. And let's get to the action, dear. Let's have our first guest come on.
All right.
Come on down. You are the first guest on episode number 94 of Beach Talk Radio with Kim and Ed Ryan. And Dow is the owner of the...
No.
What's that?
I'm going to correct you first. Go. No, actually, Bill and Teresa Hannon are the owners.
Okay.
Of Fort Myers Beach Tattoo.
Fort Myers Beach Tattoo. And
Yes,
just in case
sir.
you can't see on the Facebook because it's a little sunny and
I cannot.
shady there,
Okay,
she's full of the tattoos here. Look at that. And this is the first time we've had a tattoo store owner on the show.
Not a tattoo
A tattoo store person
worker.
on the show.
I'm
Well,
a tattooer.
You're a tattooer.
Tattoo artist.
Or
Right?
a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
actually, let's do this. My mic. There you go. That's better.
There
Go
you
ahead. Let's hear
I
you.
have never been accused of having a small voice.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about the shop first down the street. Where you're located in that. We always give that location so
You
much
bet.
promotion because we have Hoosiers upstairs, and you
Yes.
have the Salty Dog,
Dog.
next to where you
yes,
guys
sir,
are.
and
So
I am right in the middle of that.
Right. it's chaos
We are in
down
the
there.
same plaza there, right next to Salty Dog, right under Hoosiers in Paradise. It's Fort Myers Beach Tattoo. First tattoo shop to ever open up on Fort Myers Beach in 1991.
Wow.
Opened by Bill and Teresa Hannon. They are still the current owners. They also own a second location in the Cape. Amazing tattoos.
Now, before we get to the main event of your discussion, the fact that you were like the touring tattoo artist for Lil Wayne,
Yes, sir.
tell us a little
Lil.
bit. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I don't
Lil
just
Wayne.
as a milky white
And
guy
Young
saying it
Money.
like that just doesn't feel right. I have to say little.
Well,
I mean, otherwise it just would sound like goofiness coming out of my mouth.
Well,
but,
that would not be the first time for you.
but anyway, so how long have you been tattooing down there?
at Hoosier,
Yes.
I mean at FMB, I have been there for 2.5 years. Well, actually, it'll be 3 years in March.
So what is? I'm sorry.
Can
I
I
know
get a
we go
question
back and
in?
forth. Let me get a few questions in. So, what age were you when you first got when you got your first tattoo yourself?
My 30th birthday.
30th birthday. So just a couple of years ago, you got your first tattoo. What is the normal age of the folks that get tattoos now, like their first one? It's changed so much
Right?
over the years.
It really has. Of course, we see the pendulum in the extremes on both ends, but I'm going to say the average now is probably like 22.
22 years
Not
old.
really the 18-year-old waiting to turn and jump in there.
Yeah. And what is the what do you think the percentage of population of people, like how many of you guys have a tattoo? Anybody? Raise your hand if you have
Nobody's
a tattoo.
looking at you.
Oh, they're talking to each other now. See?
Yeah, leave them alone.
We should do a survey. But my question is, what's the percentage of the population that you think has a tattoo
Boy.
now?
It's a lot more now than it used to be.
It definitely is. And I wouldn't even know how to come up with a number for the percentage. What I do see is that the mainstream is gotten much wider. I have tattooed district court judges. I've tattooed DAs.
Wow.
Our sheriff's department.
Right.
So it's not just bikers and outlaws.
Right,
It's-
right.
it's- Yeah.
So now you did not originally start as a tattoo artist.
No,
So tell us a
ma'am.
little bit about your history and where you're originally from. And
Yikes. I'm from the Bay Area, California. I grew up riding horses. I was crossing my fingers wanting to go into the 84 Olympics riding horses.
nice.
So I rode most of my life. When I turned 21, I became an animal control officer for Santa Clara County, California. I worked with them for 5 years, and through that job met my now ex-husband, but he was Hawaiian, so we moved to Hawaii, and I had my daughter there. And then when she was like 2, we moved to Oregon, and then I became a Clackamas County Animal Control Officer for 14 years.
And then she grows up and you're just like, hey, I'm going to pursue this dream.
Right. I
Okay.
was a single mom from the time my kids were 6 and 8. So the county, of course, provides awesome benefits, so I was able to take care of my children
Right.
the way I needed to. But once the youngest hit 17, well, now the door's wide open. And as much as I love animal control work, it's very hard on your body.
Yeah.
It's a very physical job. So I knew I wanted to do something that would be a little more kind to me and have people happy to see me. So so I thought, I've been around tattoos. I've ridden motorcycles my whole life. So, it just was an easy fit and a good transition. I was able to do an apprenticeship, and then I got right in Miami Beach.
Yes. So you went from Oregon to Miami Beach.
Yes,
Now that's
directly.
quite a big cultural shift.
Oh, my goodness. And I had never lived in a city before. Never.
Wow.
I lived on the outskirts, but never in a city. And, moved right into Miami.
Okay, so tell us the story about how you hooked up with Lil Wayne.
With Lil Wayne.
He got in some trouble recently too, didn't he?
I think that was a while.
I
Oh,
live
was
on
it?
this little island.
Oh,
now.
I thought I saw
Yeah.
it got in some trouble, but I could be wrong.
But, anybody in the spotlight, as much as he is, as you know, Ed, you get people firing at you.
Uh-huh.
So, it's more, he's always out there and the man speaks his mind. That I know. So sometimes that's controversial. But I was working at Lucky Tattoos in Miami. I had just worked on a project with CeeLo Green and MTV. It never became anything, but through that contact, a man that had tattooed on Wayne before, we call him Dual. He knew that Wayne was looking for somebody to come on full time. He wanted a complete bodysuit, and he had quite a ways to go. So he tried me out. We got along famously, and the rest is history. And
So he hired you to follow them around full time and tattoo for him and the
whoever
entourage.
he went, can you do him? Can
Right.
you do her? Yeah. So yep, I was pretty much his full-time artist.
So you were telling me a story when we were hanging out after the chili contest that you were kind of like you waited for him in the tour bus. Like he would go do his tour or his songs or whatever they do. And then
I did go on tour with them. He would fly me out to different locations, and then I'd jump on the bus with everyone. But he always invited us to be right there at his show. He had a side stage for all of his staff, so we all got to watch his shows if we chose to. And then after a show, we'd go back to the hotels, and then I would tattoo him in the night.
So you would
after
just
that.
carry your equipment
I
with
had
you.
a work box that either was in my hotel room or on the bus.
Got it.
Yep.
so the thing that you would think that most rock and roll or rap or whatever they're singing, they would get on the tour bus and they'd say, I think I'll have a drink or I'll have something to eat. You're waiting there to see if he says, put one on my back.
Yep.
Isn't that odd, or do you think that's
Not when you're a tattooer.
Right.
yeah?
But no, there's actually, and I think he actually even helped up the ante on that, because I know as we would go around and he would introduce me, this is my tattooer, you could see people going, well, that's kind of a good idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So for him, it was completely normal.
And how long did it last? Like
5.5 years.
wow.
And
So
then off and on intermittently after that. But after a while, I have mad love and respect for Wayne. He was very good to me. But you get nestled into this island and it's very comfortable.
yeah.
And I had completed his body, so I knew anything more he's getting is either incredibly
Filler.
small or it's touch up. So I've actually said no thank you the last couple times I was invited to go work, because I really like it here.
Now, for those that are watching at home, this might be a time where you tell your kids to go outside and take a walk. But when you say you've completed his body, you're not kidding. You
No, sir.
covered
in its most literal sense.
everything.
Yes, sir.
Now, that would seem kind of strange to me that you would cover every part of his
When
body.
you're working for a man whose motto is to the end,
Yeah.
I had it expected,
Or to the tip of,
and beyond.
yeah.
Do
Infinity and beyond.
This
do
could
a
go
lot
in
of
many
people-
different bad directions.
so how common or uncommon is the full bodysuit? I mean,
There's different styles, and I believe like most commonly would be more like a Japanese bodysuit, where it's below the collar, above
Okay.
the wrist. It typically splits on the chest plate, but there are no splits or gaps on
Right.
his, including his face,
When you're-
bottoms of his
Now-
feet,
and there's a checkerboard placed across his backside. Is
on
that
his bum. Yes.
a checkerboard? So
Well, it
Yeah.
was kind of a
So-
kind of a dare. Like he didn't think I would be able to put color on him because of the tone of his skin.
yeah.
I told him I surely could make color stand up on him.
Yeah.
And so I put about 10 or 11 different colors. Yeah.
wow?
So,
So
when,
if they get bored, they can just
Play chess.
play checkers or chess.
you have to be really still for that, or he's got to have a flat butt.
That's true. He's not a very still man.
Yeah. So let me back up just a minute here. When you're doing somebody's full body,
Yes.
if you know what I mean,
Yes, sir.
have you ever had to say to somebody, I'm sorry, there's just not enough space there to put one on?
Whew. No, I try to be that person kind of knowing what I'm walking into before I get there.
Have you
But
walked
it
into
really
one
has not
before?
been as many opportunities
Okay.
as you think. But yes, one before.
Yeah. You what? One you had to tell?
Oh, no, one I had to tattoo.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
Now, explain to us a little bit. I was reading about the UV.
Yeah.
So how does, because we really obviously know nothing
Right.
about ink. So explain to us the different inks and then the UV.
Right. The ultraviolet fluorescent, it's a ultraviolet and it fluoresces under a black light.
So you can't. I mean, you can see something.
Basically, I have a 13 right there on my hand that you cannot see.
No.
Right? My frog is UV, but I did that one in a multitude of colors. It's
Okay.
actually orange, yellow, white, and green. But you can really only pick up the orange and the greens. And yeah, in Miami, I think predominantly because most all the clubs have black lights in them. It became really popular.
So you kind of glow in the dark kind of thing when you go to the
It's so
clubs.
low. If you've ever seen Lil Wayne's "I'm Not a Human Being" video,
Uh,
that he has his stars like my stars on his face, they glow, and he has a lip mark on his neck, which is my daughter's lips, but
wow.
the lip print also glows.
Wow.
So
So
how,
you can't see it then.
No,
Regularly.
when you see him, you just see the black stars that are done in black ink.
so when he
and then
goes
I
to the
outline
club and they do the whole lighting thing, does he glow in the dark?
He glows.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, if people are considering a tattoo,
I am.
I know your shop, the shop that you work at, super safe. But what should
Yes.
people? Because there is a risk, and
Absolutely.
I have seen one really, a woman
Where
who
have you
really
seen
got
this?
at our gym. An older woman had gotten a tattoo somewhere
Where'd she get it?
else. It was in New
Oh,
York.
Oh, she just
And,
went some back alley and got a tattoo made or
I don't
something?
know,
You'd
but
be surprised, Ed. Sometimes even in the shops, unless they're very,
Don't you have to
hiring
be
very
licensed and all
conscientiously.
that? And-
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
But people, there
Screw up.
are good and bad people everywhere, and
so people have to really look at
be
the place.
aware.
Mhm.
Yes, I think anytime you're going in for something on your body that's going to be permanent, it
Right.
should be researched and take the time to qualify your artist. And if you go into a shop and want to start asking questions about experience, background, and an artist is put off by that, that would be my first red flag to turn around and walk. They should be wanting to answer those questions.
I was thinking about getting a tattoo of Chris Patton on my buttocks. What would that run?
A lot.
Yeah.
There's a handling fee involved unless you have a really nice buttocks.
Okay. Well, I mean, I believe I do. Might need a little shave every once in a while, but
Okay, there we go. We up the ante on that.
yeah.
There you
yeah.
go.
What's that running? Like that's like 10 letters or
just
something.
like every tattoo anywhere on you. We price by the piece. So
Yeah.
once I see exactly what I have to do, I can give you a solid number.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, how hard is it? Because I've also seen this too.
Watch
when-
those questions about how hard
Oh wow.
When people
You started it.
I did
it.
not. I didn't say anything that was
it
that.
is. We were asking about placements.
Yeah.
If
moving
someone
away here.
comes in with a picture or wants
Yeah.
a face or a portrait, I mean, I've seen that go bad too. So is that pretty difficult on the scale of?
It really depends what the person's art background is.
Okay.
I personally do not do portraits. I wouldn't do anything on anyone that I can't knock out of the park.
Okay.
And that would be a question too. If someone says they can do everything, walk
Right.
out the door.
Right.
Have you ever had
and
some?
I'm sure there are the artist I work with, Kelly Jackson. He has had himself in that shop for 17 years.
Wow.
One of the most unknown, talented artists I've ever seen. He's amazing.
Have you ever done a Trump tattoo on anyone?
Heavens no.
No.
And,
Would you?
no.
You wouldn't try. You wouldn't even charge extra for it or anything like that. The birds are going crazy here today.
They're
Unless I
eating
could
my
use,
bagel.
What?
I can do a good Snoopy.
Yeah. What does that have to do with Trump?
I don't know.
You're not a
just
Trump
like,
fan, are you?
No.
Did you see what he did to that terrorist the other day?
No.
Totally disintegrated him.
Really?
But that's a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back-
So, go ahead,
So
dear. Back to the
what's
serious questions.
What's the weirdest
Oh,
tattoo?
placement wise or
Just
yeah.
Wow.
you're all let it go.
Let it go.
The placement, jeez.
Weirdest tattoo. That's a tricky one because, boy, when you've only been doing it for 5-10 years, your stories are. But
Well, pick
now,
one. Pick one that you thought
Okay,
was a little odd.
Or maybe the story behind it was
Okay, because it was one that actually corrected myself, and it corrected the way I was prejudging something.
Oh,
I had
what's that
a
storyline?
French gentleman come in when I was working in Miami,
Yeah.
and he wanted a pair of handcuffs tattooed. With one cuff being on his left testicle,
Oh,
reading about
gosh.
this.
with
Yeah.
the chain going over the top, and the other shackle on his right testicle.
Hmm.
Of course, well,
Who would
I
ever
won't even
see
say,
that,
of
by the
course.
way?
It was very judgy of me. I was a little bit put back and thought, oh, geez, here we go. I've got one of these strange
The
guys.
show
Right,
is going to
And-
have the
And
X-rated.
as I'm
on
doing
the
this, he
iTunes.
looked at me so sincerely and said, I think I owe you an explanation for this. I survived testicular cancer.
Oh,
And
but the handcuffs.
I can no longer perform,
Oh,
but my life was spared. So I feel a bit shackled.
oh, okay.
Oof.
So
There
you
you
were
go.
thinking crazy stuff out
And I
there.
was thinking crazy stuff, and I thought, man, this man's a fighter, and he's just reminding himself that it's not everything.
Are there tattoos that people come in
I mean,
for?
first of
Wait a
all, wait
minute.
there before you move on to the next subject. I'm just trying to think. Okay, did you do that one?
I did.
And so who sees that one other than you? I mean, even
I
he
think
can't see
was
that one.
really for him, and he was a very lean man. I think he
Okay.
could.
Yeah, but I mean,
Well,
where do
yeah.
you stop to
Yeah.
bend down and look? It doesn't that always.
Right.
It's
Nah,
just a strange picture
a
in
lot
my
of our
mind.
tattoos. Think about everybody with tattoos on their back. We
Right.
can't see those.
Right.
A lot
But
of them
other
are just
people can.
symbolic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Symbolic. I'm down with that. Go ahead, wife. Back to you.
So are there tattoos that people come in and they ask you to do, and you're like, okay, but in the back of your mind you're like, this is
I'm just doing it for the
silly.
money.
Well, this is silly, and they're probably going to regret this at some point.
You know, when they are, if I really believe that,
Okay.
I'm a big old Leo. I say I'm not doing that.
Right.
Yeah, I just won't. You know, I
Because you got
really
Little
don't-
Wayne money, you don't need to do it.
Well, I have a conscience.
Right.
I really don't want to be part of anybody's regrets.
Right.
I have 2 ex-husbands for that.
Oh wow! How did that happen? What went wrong?
You know, who knows?
That's a story for
Yeah.
another
It wasn't
show.
It wasn't the Little
first
Wayne
one
thingy, was it?
Just a friend,
Okay.
a drunk night
Vegas
in
thing.
Tahoe.
Tahoe.
Wedding World.
Was it
There you go.
wedding? They have Wedding World in Tahoe.
They do. It's
Wow.
like drive-up weddings.
So
you
how
bet.
long did you two know each other?
Oh, well, we had been dating for a couple of years, but we had no intentions of marriage.
Until
and
you
we
got
were only
drinking?
together 10 months. And
Did
they
you
annulled it.
put tattoos on him too?
Nope, I wasn't tattooing them.
Oh, did he have
that
any
was
at the
part
time?
of the. Oh no.
He was clean.
Nope, he was a businessman from Virginia, not a tattoo.
All righty. And how long did that last?
10 months.
10 months. Okay, so number 2 came along, and that was true love.
That was true love.
Yeah.
That was. He
How
was
long?
my best friend.
Yeah.
11 years.
11
2
years.
children.
Wow. Oh, how did that go wrong? What could go wrong after 11 years?
Who
After
knows?
that
I was
point, you're
actually
just
a little bit blindsided on that one. But
Oh, he was
it was what it was.
he did it
And yes, sir.
dirtbag.
Yep.
wherever he
So-
is. I hope he's
But
listening.
that's all right because my children and my life
Mhm.
has been blessed
Yes.
and bountiful.
You're a very happy
I'm
person.
okay.
How do you get
Yes,
like
I
that?
am.
You take a
I
happy
think
pill?
It's that big old Leo thing again.
I don't follow that. What is a Leo thing?
I'm
It's
just
her
naturally happy. I have to kind
What's your
of
date of birth?
August 13th.
Oh,
Okay.
look at that.
The 12th.
Oh no, the happy people. I'm
Yes,
stuck with the happy
Kim,
people.
Yes, queen.
Wow. She's got no tattoos. Now, if you were to put a
I can
tattoo
fix
on,
that.
what would you recommend you get?
See, and that's
See, I would have to know her to know what she loves.
You're
that's
Leos.
The
You're
thing. That's the thing. Because his sister, my sister-in-law, was so excited that we were having you on because she's got
yeah.
lots
She
of
asked for
ink.
free tattoos.
Yeah, she's like,
I'm
I
not
gotta
asking.
get in there. We gotta go get one together. And I've always said to her, I guess I think like this then, but would I like it? You know, it's commitment. It
I
was
was
hard
gonna
enough
get-
for me to get married. That was hard
Oh,
enough.
please.
So-
If you think it was hard for her, you should have
I
saw
don't
me. They'd have
think if
dragged
I-
me down the aisle
If
when
I could
I
get him lasered off,
Yeah.
I might do that.
So,
but-
I was going to get
She
Tough
willing
Mudder
to-
tattooed at some point 10
And how
years ago
dumb would
while they're
that
going
be?
out of business. So
Right.
that would have been, how do you rectify that?
then you have to
Yeah.
laser it or they have to tattoo
I don't,
over it, right?
It sounds
Right,
painful
which
from
is
the
not
beginning.
as easy as people think.
No.
They think they can lay anything on anything, and
No, it's not
goners.
like a
Yeah.
clean slate.
It's very difficult sometimes. Yeah.
No, I thought about if I could have pulled it together to do a Iron Man, that I would get the little
Yeah.
Iron Man with a little paisley
That would be worth
design
it.
inside
That
there.
would be
but
worth
I
it.
would do that.
Although those aren't very attractive tattoos. They're kind of plain.
No.
It's
I
like
was
a-
gonna
Satin
just
paisley,
yeah. I was
that's
gonna
kinda
get
dope.
add
Okay.
something in there to make it.
Yeah.
You know, they
Pop.
start off meaning something, and then they become teddy bears with Jason
Oh,
Nass
they
holding an
morph
axe.
into different. Holy crap.
You know,
That's scary right
sometimes
there.
You just got to wake up and giggle. In the
Now, are
morning.
you
Yeah.
dating now?
No, sir.
Why do you say it like that? It seemed like it was a question you had to ponder.
Yes.
Is it because of the tattoos, or
no?
then why?
I
What does
think
that
it's
mean? What do
everything
you?
about me.
What?
I'm
You're
probably
happy, or
more well, I am happy, but I'm also very driven, and I know what I want.
Yeah.
And when I don't like things to try to compromise that, I raised 2 kids by myself. I've done all the compromising.
Right. You want to
So
do.
really,
Right.
at night, I love having control of my own remote.
There you go.
I love being able to
How
have
much-
a 6-pack last me a week.
how
in
much
my
does
fridge.
Margaritaville tattoo go for down at the shop? Because I'm sure pretty soon they're going to be the hot commodity. You need to
That's
raise the
true.
price on
No,
those.
I haven't done a margarita.
Yeah, I need to get
Do
one
you-
of those.
Now, if somebody comes in and has something in mind, then you
Yeah.
sketch it out and then show it,
Yeah.
and then okay,
Yep. Sometimes, I mean, now with Google and Pinterest, and
What?
You can just
a
pull
lot
an
of
image
people
off
come
there.
in going, I have this
Oh,
in
okay.
mind.
Nice.
And
I
they'll
love Pinterest.
Sometimes say I want it just.
Have
like
you been on
that.
my Pinterest page?
No. I
Oh,
don't
you need to
have
check it
a-
out. I have
you do
the
not.
flowers and the pictures.
not-
Isn't that what it's about? The
No.
recipes. I love sharing recipes with my
No.
friends across the
You
country on
make yourself
Pinterest.
sound so stupid right now. Good Lord,
But he's got a great tan.
he does. He's got a great tan.
So, what else do you want people to know about the shop? They should come down and see you and the gang.
Yeah, the gang is me and Kelly Jackson. We are the 2 tattooers there. Miss Teresa, the owner's wife, she does our piercings, and she's been piercing for nearly 30 years.
Piercing's a whole nother industry, isn't
Yes,
it? Yeah.
yes, it is, and it
That's
is-
for another show, because piercings
Okay.
cover the full body too,
Right,
don't
yeah. And she's very limited now in what she pierces. She does very standard piercings that she enjoys as well. But come down to our shop. You're definitely going to be treated like the king and queen you want to be. It's your body. We appreciate and respect that. Bill has been very active in legislation involving tattooing and its procedures.
they? Wow.
So yes,
Legislation.
we stay very up to date on everything. A very good relationship with the county, and that's been really awesome to be a part of. This is the best team I've
Now-
ever worked with.
What are the hours of the?
We are open 7 days a week,
Wow.
noon to 9 p.m. except for on Sundays. Then we close at 6.
So,
and you can't come in there if you've been drinking. You're not getting a
Yeah,
tattoo.
we're gonna tell
do you have one of those
to-
portable breathalyzer
I
things?
think
That'd
you
be a
can
good
tell.
thing.
No, and having a beer before you come,
Right,
that's
right,
not an
right.
issue. But clearly, if you're feeling silly or being a little wiggly, that's not
Yeah,
conducive to a
right.
good tattoo. And we want to put the
or a
best
good
in-
decision
yeah,
for what you're.
exactly.
Should I take a shower before I come in? Should
That
I
sure
shave?
does make me feel happy.
Oh, so it doesn't really matter if my skin is sweaty or dirty.
Well,
and-
you're gonna.
Well,
hairy.
we do want as clean of.
I
a
mean, I
surface
shave
as
my arms
possible,
already, but
we
should I
are
shave my
always-
arms before I come in for a tattoo or something like
Well,
that?
you do such a good job.
I know.
would
Well,
say
you
yes,
couldn't
but
even look at how
somebody who
I got
never
chicken
shaves,
arms. There's no
we
there's no
wouldn't want
room
you
to.
Maybe
if
she
you're
could
not used to
tattoo
shaving, we
muscles.
wouldn't want
Oh,
you
you're
to
so,
nick
did you hear what
yourself.
she said? You're so
No.
get your hands off me. You think you're so funny.
Baby Schmoot?
She said maybe you could tattoo some muscles on my little arms. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. This show is going to the crapper.
Boom.
Holy moly! Look at that. All righty.
Oh, I couldn't help it. I'm so sorry.
But
I
yeah, we take care of that. We're going to sanitize your skin. We're going to shave you up.
Whoa.
We're going to take care of all that.
Sounds fun. All right. Well, thank you for getting up early. I know this isn't your usual
so
time,
welcome.
but thank you for
You're
coming in,
very
and
welcome.
thank you for the
Nice
little
to have
Wayne
you
stories,
on.
and,
Kim,
Yeah.
and
thank
sorry
you
to
for
hear
see
about
you
your
again.
divorces and
I
all
know.
that. And
Have
I'm
a
the
gonna-
great
Leo
day.
thing.
I'm
Happy
gonna-
New Year,
Yes.
everyone. Come on down to Fort Myers Beach. Check us out at Fort Myers Beach Tattoo.
and the address and phone number and all that.
1901 Estero Boulevard, 1901 Estero Boulevard.
Nice.
All righty. Thank you
right,
so much. I'm going to
thanks.
pay some bills, wife,
You
while
can
you chat with our guests. And Janeen is coming up next. The Putt and Pub Crawl is the next event that we're going to be talking about, January 18th, right here in Fort Myers Beach. And Peter from Pete's Time Out has informed us that they might be building a brand new hole for this year. And we want to tell you about Chuckers at the Gulf Shore, and the Cottage Bar is located just a few steps down from the pier, heading south, directly on the beach. Chuckers Restaurant open every day at 8 a.m. and they close at midnight, serving breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a late-night menu. We also have happy hour at Chuckers, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6, featuring discounted liquor, domestic and imported bottled and draft beer, and classic food favorites. And don't forget football on every weekend. They have the NFL package, and, of course, the playoffs are coming up. The great view of the beach, and you want to check them out. They have been here since 1972, and that's Chuckers at the Gulf Shore and the Cottage. And, of course, we have more fun sponsors to tell you about, like the tiki tours that are going on. If you had a chance to see some of the videos on Facebook that they showed some of the tiki tours out, I think it was Aaron was showing some of the tiki tours out behind their house, pedaling around and pulling around out there and having a great time. We'll tell you about those guys later at FMB Designs and Remodeling, part of our sponsorship package. And, of course, Pete's Time Out, our longest sponsor. The place is packed today. The weather is beautiful. You need to get down here and have a great time here on Fort Myers Beach, where we're getting ready to introduce our second guest. And Janeen is in charge of the upcoming Putt and Pub Crawl. And Janeen, I'm not even going to try and say your last name because I know I'll butcher it, and that's just me.
I practiced it, but
You did.
I was like, oh.
All right.
So go ahead, say it.
It's Janeen Paulauskis, but Janeen is fine.
Now, Janeen, before we get to the events that Kim's going to ask you about, you were also worked for the town at one point, didn't you?
I sure
Yes, I saw
did.
that.
I started the town probably just about a year after incorporation, and I was there for 10 years.
You're the finance director or
I was
something.
the
You were in charge of
finance
all the Monet.
I was.
Well, that had to be a fun time for the beach because it was all brand new, and they were all. Was the town hall? It couldn't have been the town hall the way it is now. Back in the
It's not
beginning.
the way it was. It's still the same location as the old Bank of America building back
Oh, wow.
then. So we shared it with the Bank of America space. And it was a great time. There was only 5 employees, I think 4 or 5 of us at
Wow.
the time. So 23 years ago, and met some of my best friends
So
there.
you know Anita and Ray from back in the day.
I sure do. I sure
Awesome.
do. They're great mentors, actually. They've
Yeah.
taught me a lot,
Super cool.
personally and professionally.
Awesome. All right, dear. So let's talk about the Putt and Pub Crawl. You're in
You
charge.
want to start with that one? Well, I think, yes. Well, I know you have a lot to talk about, but tell us a little bit about, besides the finance thing you've done a lot of things event-wise, and you've had a lot of volunteer experience and job experience. So tell us a little bit more about yourself.
So, as I mentioned, I've been on the beach for 23 years and enjoy doing events. And so when I worked for the town, I started the Fort Myers Beach Film Festival under the town manager. She was looking for something to do that was a town event. So film festival came to her mind, and I love movies. So I said, hey, let me in.
Right.
And we're starting our 14th year this year. It really should be the 18th, but we took a little bit of a break. So it's our 14th year. We bring filmmakers internationally. Last year, we went to become an international film festival. So I've been doing events, helping out with events and volunteering a lot on the beach. So this past summer, I decided to start my own event planning company. I worked at Fishtail Marina and did their events and marketing for 5 years, and kind of really made me decide I really want to do events and marketing for full time and try it out. So
you just started in June then, right?
I did.
Yeah,
I just
wow.
started. It's a lot of fun. It's a new thing working by yourself and working from home. That can be, but I have a great support team. One of my clients is the Chamber of Commerce. And so Jackie has been amazing in helping me getting my business started and helping me focus. And
She is amazing.
She is. I spend a lot of time in the chamber office working for the chamber, doing their events as well as my own, making great connections.
Great. So, all right. So the first thing coming up is the Putt and Pub
I
Crawl.
feel like an entertainment reporter today for some reason. I feel like, I'm bringing all the good stuff today.
Well, good. We're glad to hear about it.
I know, right? So the first one we have coming up is the Putt and Pub Crawl,
Okay.
sponsored by the Women's Club. And forgive me for my notes, but I have so much to tell you that I want to make sure I have
It's
everything.
totally fine.
Great.
Because these are my notes. And so that's it.
Yours are hidden.
My back is a little sore. So I'm not hiding anything back here because, you'd be surprised we get accused of some crazy stuff, but I'm not hiding anything back here. I'm supporting
I can
my
tell
back.
you, she's not hiding anything.
So go ahead.
Okay, so the Putt and Pub, it's their 10th annual Putt and Pub Crawl. It started by Larry and Paula Kiker to give back to the community. And last year they turned it over to the Women's Club and the Chamber, the Women's Club, to help support the not-for-profits in the area. locally here in Fort Myers Beach. So it's really exciting. It sells out every year. So registrations are open now. It's January 18th. So it's coming up quickly.
Yeah.
And teams, it's a wacky fun. A day, it starts at 10 a.m. in the morning and it goes all the way until about 7 o'clock at night. And teams will visit 9 holes. It'll start off at Nervous Nellie's at 10 in the morning for registration, breakfast, and a chipping hole. They can participate, and then it's off to the races. They go to each participating restaurant. It's a walking tour, so they're going to walk around to the restaurants in this area, in the downtown area, and play some golf, have some drink specials.
Yeah. We've seen when we first started coming to the beach, that was one of the things we first saw, and people looked like they were having a whole lot of fun. Now, when they start, do all the teams start at the same first hole, or do they sort of stagger around?
So everybody registers.
They stagger around.
They do stagger. They will be. And by the end of the day, they're definitely staggering. They start at Nervous Nellie's to register, and then they head off from there. And they have to visit each of the 9 holes in order to win one of the prizes.
But they can go in.
They can go in any order, and sometimes they team up and they meet their friends at each other's holes, or But it is so much fun, and there's so much laughter. There are 9 not-for-profits that benefit from the event. And last year, the film festival was one of the whole sponsors, and again this year that benefited from it. It was my first time doing it, and it was wackiness the entire day. The first time, I was a little nervous. The first team came up, and I was very official. And I worked with Yucatan, and their manager was like, "Okay, it's fun," and I was like, "All right." I was a little nervous. But no, it was great.
And people dress up.
They dress up, and they laugh. They're looking to get the best score or the worst score. We have prizes for best team, best team name, best costume, and then of course, overall winners.
So businesses donate stuff for you to giveaways, and
definitely, and the 9 restaurants, and I'm going to name them in a minute, and I'm going to look because I don't want to miss anybody, because that would really be awful. But the not-for-profits, they raffle off gift baskets. So as each team comes to their restaurant and to their hole, they are doing their best to sell those raffle tickets to make money, which goes back to the community. And this is a community event. So come out and support, even buy raffle tickets. If you happen to be in one of the restaurants and you see that it's going on, buy some raffle tickets and help support this event.
And you might win something.
And you'll win some great prizes. They are amazing. They all try to outdo each other.
Is Reed from the SOB part of this?
SOB is not part of it.
Okay, good, because he cheats anyway, so I'm glad he's not in this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Thank you. That's good to know.
In
event planning, that's good to know.
He's good to know.
I'm going to get hate
By the
emails.
way,
Thank you, Ed. I know.
Ray Murphy says hi. He's watching on the big screen
hi,
at home.
Ray. Yeah, I hope he's very kind to me.
Oh, he will be.
Knowing
He's
him
kind to
this
everybody.
long. Oh, there'll be some sarcasm coming from him.
Oh,
shortly.
wait, do tell.
No. Since you mentioned the restaurants, I will tell you that Nervous Nellie's, Pete's Time Out, our very own Pete's Time Out today, Mango Rita's, Matanzas, La Ola, Pierside, The Whale, Salty Crab, Placa, and Yucatan are the restaurants that are sponsoring it this year.
And they get a prize for the best hole, right? They create a hole and they get a prize too.
They do. There's a best. And they come up with the best innovative holes and have a lot of fun.
Is it basically the honor system? Because, do you get one shot at each hole, or is there a judge there making sure?
And actually, the restaurant is charged with being honest. It's important because people do take it seriously. Even though it's a lot of fun, they do take it seriously. They want that coveted best of.
And there was a huge prize last year, too, wasn't there?
They do. There's a lot of great prizes coming in. So,
by the way, do you have any tattoos?
Do I have a tattoo?
Yeah.
I do.
Well, what is it? What does it mean? What is the tattoo?
I have a heart tattoo.
Oh, it's tiny.
It's very tiny. Yeah. But it's a start.
I'm sure it has super meaning. Well, the lady before you was.
I saw her sleeve, and I was like, oh, that's a great one.
She's a tattoo artist.
I know.
Yeah.
She is great.
I know they do take the putt seriously, because I remember when we were down here, and I think it was Peter was out there really making sure.
Oh yeah, he was so intense. He pushed the chairs out of the way. My chair was out a little too far for the show, and he pushed the chair out of the way. But he came over today and said they're building a new hole, so something secret's going on.
There are actually quite a few that are building new holes. There's somebody else that's building a new hole, so they are, and And the best part about it is someone did not have a hole. Mango Rita's is a new sponsor this year, and they didn't have a hole. So one of the other restaurants is giving them their old hole so that they can work on it and start. So
very nice. It's one big happy family here.
I know, right? It's
We've
so
been,
important.
Welcomed with open arms.
Exactly. So let's see what else. I want to make sure I hit everything. It's important to mention that the Alliance for Not-for-Profits is instrumental in doing this. The Alliance for Not-for-Profits, and I want everybody to know this, is all the not-for-profits through the Women's Club got together, and they're working as a team. Everybody's trying to raise money. We're a small island. Everybody's trying to raise funds to support each other. So sometimes it can be hard when you have 2 events or 3 events the same weekend.
Right.
There's a lot of donations that come, that you're asking the community to support and funds. So the Alliance works together. So with a calendar, nobody's competing on the same nights. They do their best. So those that are in the Putt and Pub Crawl, those not-for-profits, are part of the Alliance for Not-for-Profits.
So, Janeen, during the slower months on the beach, when it's not season and it's really slow, don't you think that if organizations like yours or others that created specific events for the beach, people from Fort Myers and different areas would come down and spend more money down here? I think the beach could use some creative events during the slow times to help bring business down here.
And actually that does occur quite a bit. The Putt and Pub Crawl, even though it's in January, it's still a slower time. People are still starting to come back. It's busy, I know, right now because of the holiday that just is ending. We'll slow down a bit for the next week a little bit, and then pick up again the end of January. So Putt and Pub Crawl is falling right in between that. It's a perfect time, and restaurants don't mind giving up some of their space, which is so important. And then the film festival is in April. It's always after Easter, so it's at the end of April. That's another event. We just had the offshore boat races in October. Yeah. Another slow time.
What do you think about a kids obstacle course race?
I think that would be amazing.
Right on the beach. Get all the kids out there and the parents cheering them on. And I'll get out there with the bullhorn and raise money for what the hell else? We'll raise money for something. Who cares? Just raise money.
We're going to come up with something together.
Yeah, it doesn't take much for the kids to get out there and exercise. And besides, they're always on their phones and looking on their devices, and they need to get out and exercise more.
All of the events that I work with, I try to incorporate something for the kids in Beach Elementary specifically because I believe in that. I think that the kids do need to get off their phones. Yeah. I think that they do need to they need to enjoy. We are on the beach. I'm from Chicago originally. I would give anything to be. First of all, I was never home. My parents had me out playing.
Well, let's do that. You don't need to pay me for anything. I'll just consult for free.
She wasn't offering.
I wasn't going to pay
I just want to make you have to have an upfront contract on things. I don't expect anything in return. I just like to see the smiling faces of the kids.
I agree 100%. I really do, and to get them off their phones.
Yes. So you have other events that you have going on.
Okay.
Please share.
For the Putt and Pub Crawl, you want to visit FortMyersBeach.org. The Chamber's taking registrations for the Women's Club. So make sure you do that. And again, it does sell out every year. So we're just 2 weeks away. So get your team's ready and get your costumes ready and be ready for a lot of fun.
And there's only a certain number of people you take, right? It's not endless.
It's not endless. No.
Well, yeah.
Could you imagine? We do
it's
our
crazy.
best.
For 3 days.
Yeah. No. It's a full day event. And it ends up here in Old San Carlos at 4:30. I believe that's the address. So San Carlos in the lot. John Richard donates it to us, so we'll have music, a barbecue, and the award ceremony.
Yeah, John Richard's such a good egg.
He is a good egg, definitely. So then the next event I have is January 30th, and it is the Fort Myers Beach Friends of the Arts Annual Winter Concert Series. This is our 7th year, I believe, in doing the concert series at Fishtail Marina.
Oh, okay.
It started out very small in the Propeller Lounge, which was one of the boat barns. We moved it outdoors, right on the water. And so last year we topped our numbers at 500 people coming to our concerts.
Wow.
Outside on the water at Fishtail. You can't ask for anything better. January 30th is the Turnstiles. It's a Billy Joel tribute band that is backed by request. The man is amazing that comes and performs. He brings his piano. He's up on stage. He is entertaining. And it's something for the South End. So, again, we're incorporating both the North and South ends of the island in what we do.
So you're trying to do things mostly for the beach, or are you doing them elsewhere, too?
I stick to the beach. I have a client, an art house, Nini's Art House in Fort Myers that I'm working with right now. But, the beach is in my heart. And so I try to promote as much as I can here on the beach.
And you're busy.
A little bit, yeah. A
Cool.
little bit. A little
Now,
bit.
where can people get tickets for that concert?
So for the concerts, and there are 3 concerts throughout the season. So there's one January, February, March, and all the tickets can be found on fmbarts.org. So check it out. A lot of people
buy 1 or 2
You can
or
buy
all 3.
We do, and a lot of people buy them in bulk because they'll come with their friends, and there's a cash bar, which is always important at a concert, and then Fishtail Restaurant also will do specials for the concerts because it's right there. So
Sweet.
Yeah.
So if people want to organize an event, how they can get in touch with you if they need help?
They absolutely, definitely give me a call. I'm happy to help, and the word of mouth is, people call me and say, I know that this is what you're doing now. We'd love for you to help us, and I do. I really enjoy it. It's something
Awesome.
Yeah. Not always for free, but most of the
Well,
time
no,
I do
I
have
didn't
quite
mean
a
it.
few.
There
To
should
be
be for
honest,
free. You
I
need
do
to get
have
paid.
a lot of not-for-profits that I work with and do the events for free because the beach is home, and I love what's happening. Some of it's I don't love, but
What is it, the part
like
that
the
you don't love?
I don't like the controversy stuff that's going on. I think we're one big community, and we need to work together to bring back, the heart of the beach.
Did you mean the
I'm not going to
Margaritaville
go.
thing?
I'm not going to go into any
All right.
details, but I do want our community to be back whole and happy again, and work together as residents and businesses.
I
Yeah.
know. I got to pro it and prod and prick and prod.
That's okay. I can float away from it really easily.
Yeah.
I've been
And
at
I'm
this
not
a
gonna
long
push
time.
you, but I think I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay, so then the next
Oh, we
event
got
coming,
more.
we have 4
awesome.
events in
There's
January.
4.
Oh, wow.
I mean, there are I sunk him. I feel like an entertainment reporter. The Fort Myers Beach Community Foundation is having their 10th anniversary celebration this year. They are celebrating. They started off as the Pilots Club, and for 25 years, and then 10 years ago. So 35 years, these women have been working so hard to support Fort Myers Beach by giving back to Beach Elementary. They do a butterfly garden at Beach Elementary.
Oh, I love butterfly
I
gardens.
know.
My favorite.
And the women are so committed and dedicated. I'm excited to be working with them on this one, to be honest.
How many different butterflies in the butterfly garden?
I do event planning, not gardening. So
Gardening?
I really couldn't
What is
tell you how many butterflies.
How many different butterflies are there, dear?
There are a lot, dear. Can you let her?
Could you
I'm
just
sorry,
let
I
her
got
do her
floating in
report?
What's your
butterfly.
favorite butterfly?
Oh, the
Monarch?
You're gonna say monarch because that's the easy one.
Yeah, that's the only one
What
he
is it?
knows. The monarch.
I found a dead butterfly in our backyard the other day. It was
dead.
It was
They
dead.
really don't have many, but it's hard to see butterflies down here.
It is. So
It
that's
had
why
yellow
you really.
spots on it. It was black with yellow
Really?
spots.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
I
probably
love-
a moth, and you don't know the difference. But that's
My
okay.
friends tease me because I live in a butterfly and rainbow world. That's what I
Aw.
choose to believe in.
Yeah.
I think
Butterflies
it's
and rainbows.
Isn't that nice?
I interviewed somebody whose name was Rainbow, and she
You
felt
said-
the same way
Did
about
she?
things.
She was
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, no, she was related to somebody in the mafia. She didn't want to know her real name.
Oh,
So
well, that's
She
all
had an
right.
assumed name.
Is this real?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. You can't make this up.
Oh my goodness.
moving
All
right along.
I don't even know where to go.
So
back to
segue-
the Community Foundation. So keeping in the spirit of 10 years of supporting the community, they're going with the Woodstock theme this year.
Nice.
Which was a community in itself. You know, Woodstock was all about people who got together and felt their voices weren't being heard.
Was
They
that
wanted
some
to
big
hear some
music event somewhere?
Yeah, it was some big music event
in New York.
Oh,
in New York.
got it.
So that's the theme this year. It's people will be coming in costume.
Where's this going to be?
It's going to be at Diamond Head Resort again,
Sweet.
January 31st. Tickets are on sale through the Community Foundation.
Do you know how much they are?
They're $100 because
Okay.
the money goes back again to the community.
Who's going to be performing?
Joe List is performing this year, the beach
Big Bad
favorite.
Joe.
And
Yeah.
so she has such a great repertoire of music style. So Woodstock is going to fit right in with
That'll
what
be
she has.
perfect.
What are
Yeah.
like some of the songs she sings? Do you know? I know I'm putting you on the spot again.
I don't know because we are creating a special set list for this event, keeping with because there's dancing at the event.
I
so
love dancing.
I do. You
I
then
dance
you
like a
should
butterfly.
Come. You should definitely come
Yes.
and participate.
Do you have like a press pass kind of thing? It's a lot of money
I think
for
I
me.
might be able to arrange
Oh,
that
sweet.
for
Yeah,
you.
we can do a
I
live show from
might.
there.
We have
We have to get Joe on to sing a song.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would
Doesn't
be
she
a
have
good-
like a band?
She does. She
Yeah.
puts together bands.
Nice.
She has a band, and then she puts together other members as well, depending on her gig. So she's pretty
Sweet.
awesome. We'll have a lot of throwbacks and Woodstock surprises at the
Any
community
karaoke? Yeah,
foundation.
because I love karaoke. I
There's
love
no,
getting up.
There's no karaoke
I
at
know.
this event. I'm sorry. You can dance
Because, you know,
your
it could
heart
get
out.
crazy to doing the karaoke. It's charging people $5 or $10 for the kids to do karaoke. That's just a whole different
We should
story.
do that for
Yeah,
our,
different place.
I don't
yeah.
think it's this kind of event.
Is this like
It's
a
not
dress-up
that.
event?
This is a dress up.
Oh.
However, it's a dress up in Woodstock.
Woodstock,
Yes. So
What would you dress up, dear, if you went to a Woodstock event? How would you dress up?
I would definitely have something that was tie-dyed with a peace sign on it.
Yeah, like a fake tattoo. We go
Maybe.
see our
Yeah,
friends
Bell
down the street.
bottoms. I might have bell
Yeah.
bottoms.
Some think Cher. It's not. You guys
yeah.
could be Sonny and Cher.
No, I would get
Wow.
my John Travolta outfit out
That's
and
the
my
easy.
welcome.
That's the wrong. That's not
Oh,
Woodstock.
sorry.
The 1969 was
Oh.
Woodstock.
I'd get little round glasses.
Sonny and Cher, yeah.
You could be Sonny and Cher.
I'm bald enough.
I'm like thinking that's like that. That might even be the.
I don't get
70s.
dressed up. I don't do the Halloween thing or anything
Then the
like
press
that.
pass
It's
is not available.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, so the tickets are at Fort Myers Beach, cf.com, and I'm going to give you guys to post on your Facebook page all of this information.
Sweet.
Because people are not going to be writing
Yeah.
it down
No.
right now.
They're driving. They're
Exactly.
turning the TV off. They're
No, they're not. Are you kidding me? There's 2,000 people watching right now.
That's right.
2,000.
You know, people
and
watch.
growing.
I was amazed that I meet people on this beach that say they listen or watch from all these different states. Like I've never heard of. I didn't even know they existed in the United States.
Well,
They're
you've heard of
listening from.
Idaho, and I will tell you, Idaho and Minnesota, and something else I just looked before I
Yeah,
came
and they're
on.
checking in
That's
from
a
all
lot.
these different places, and it's just craziness. And
Yeah.
I don't know what
Look
they're
at you
doing.
go.
I know it's just people should find better things to do with their life than
No,
look
because
at.
then they wouldn't
us.
find out about the entertainment from
This
me.
is true.
That's right.
Today's
I mean,
a
this-
particularly good show with lots of excellent information.
Yeah, exactly.
Continue.
All right. I've got the final one is January 31st at the Mountain House. It's the Fort Myers Beach Chamber annual meeting and board installation. So it's a lot of fun for the business community to come out and either whether members or to become members, but come out and celebrate a night under the stars at the Mountain House.
Oh,
So-
that's going to be special because
It
that's
is.
like the highest place on the beach or something.
It is.
or in-
It's the Calusa Burial Mound,
Right.
and it's the highest point on Fort Myers Beach. With
And that's
help.
a dressy event, I'm guessing.
They believe it's business casual.
Okay.
So more information can be found on the chamber website.
Does the beach ever hold an event that's tuxedo and dress? Because it would be totally out of character to have an event like that on a beach.
It is, and I will tell you, back about 15 years ago, when the Fort Myers Beach Film Festival did a gala at Diamond Head, and we did the full red carpet, and everybody dressed, and it was a lot of fun. The next year, we actually had Joe's husband Mark and his friends come, and they dressed up in feather boas, and
Wow.
and they were right. You know what? The beach is not a
Right,
red
right,
carpet affair. Maybe once every couple of years, somebody should do it. They did, the Community Foundation last year did Dancing Under the Stars.
Right. That's what I was trying to remember.
Yeah,
What-
so everybody dressed up, and that's okay. But you know what? We're beach people.
Yeah, I
so-
think that
Right.
the upper body tux and then the shorts and the flip flops make
That's
a great
Mhm.
event.
that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's as far as you should probably go with it.
Well, Janine, I know we had to twist your arm because you had other things going on that you were busy today. So
I
we
was,
appreciate
but
you
no,
breaking
thank you.
your
Yeah, thank
previous
you so
engagement
much.
to come and spend time with her because she can be a real pain in the ass sometimes.
She was
I
not
was
here.
so
The
rough.
last time I was here, Kim was not here. So
I know.
I was with Megan and Dan Zellman.
Oh,
So,
wow. Yeah. That was a
Yeah.
while ago.
I know. That was during the summer.
Yeah,
I
when
was
she
on
was out in
vacation.
Montana hiking or
Yeah.
I don't know.
someplace.
I don't.
Yep.
You had
my
her locked
solo
up.
trip.
You had her locked up
Can't
somewhere. Is
wait.
what you told me.
Yeah. All right. Well, next 2 weeks from today is the Putt and Pub Crawl, and get yourself registered.
Yeah, definitely, because we're selling out. So
Yeah,
definitely get your
awesome.
teams registered.
And just come on down and watch everybody.
Yeah. Or you can sit here and watch
Putt
some
and putt.
play, and yeah, if you're not a
It's
golfer.
fun to watch the visitors who have no idea what's happening
Right.
to see tutus
Right.
and everything else that people dress up in.
And if you see a crazy Peter out here setting up the hole
Yes.
out here, just step out of his way because he's serious about
Serious.
that. He was
All of the
sweating
restaurants
buckets.
are very serious about it.
Cool. Anything else you want people to know about your company?
Nope, I'm good. I appreciate it. I'm enjoying what I'm doing and working with everybody here on the
Now,
beach
you
again.
part of the women's club?
I am. I'm part of the women's club. They're one of my clients for the Putt and Pub Crawl.
Now, have you heard there are 2 men members of the women's club?
No, I have not heard that.
I'm still digging to try and find out who the 2 men of the women's club are. I cannot find
We'll
out.
have to ask Bob
It
Milligan.
doesn't make sense for it to be a women's club and have men in the women's club.
Well,
It
you know
shouldn't
what?
be
We
called
believe in
that.
equality
People's
for
club.
all. We
That's
believe
right.
in community spirit.
I
so if
believe in
somebody is
equality
going to
for
pay
all.
if they're going to pay
Oh,
to
that's
join,
what it comes down to. I'll follow the money.
it's
They should call it something else then, but I'm digressing again, dear.
Yes.
You're getting sunburned, by the way.
I am, and you just keep repeating the same.
I need to know who
over
I
and
want to
over
interview
again.
those
And I'm
two.
not falling for it.
I want to know who those two men are in the women's club. They have to
Well,
be married to a woman, don't you
Use
think?
your investigative journal skills.
Have you asked
Pe-
anybody, or are you
People
just
on the Facebook say I don't investigate. They
That's
don't do
true.
anything. Because we're not reporters, people.
yes?
We're not
This is
reporters.
not a
We don't
news
claim to be
show.
reporters. We say we want to
It's an
say, and if you
opinion
don't like
show.
it, then
This
take a
is
hike.
an opinion show.
Right.
It's our
And
opinion
Full of
nobody
information.
should care what our opinion is. That's
and
what
lots
it
of
is.
information.
Lots of good information.
Yes, we try and provide information, but unfortunately, she likes to interrupt a lot, so you can't get it out. Did you get
Please.
everything?
I think I got
Okay,
it all.
great.
And if
Well-
I missed anything, visit Barefoot Event Group on Facebook or any of the organizations that I've mentioned today, and they'll have the information up for you.
Awesome. Well,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so much
much.
for coming
I
by.
appreciate you
Thank you,
all.
Janeen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. While you take care of Janeen and give her a big hug for the weekend, I'm going to let everybody know about another one of our cool sponsors. You probably see them out floating out there on the beach. Fort Myers Tiki Tours, 239-887-0042. 239-887-0042. Probably can't see that in the sun. Sunset tours, dolphin cruises, birthday parties, anniversary cruises, family fun, sightseeing. They even have a picture of, it looks like a dolphin or manatee on there. I guess you can't guarantee that, but they do supply the Coast Guard certified captain, the all required safety gear. They also supply a cooler with ice and a Bluetooth stereo. And all you need to bring is whatever you want to eat, whatever you want to drink. And that's Fort Myers Tiki Tours, 239-887-0042. Of course, we are live from Pete's Time Out on Fort Myers Beach, our longest running sponsor. And the place is packed. So come on down and have some great food. Breakfast goes until 11 o'clock, then lunch starts after that. And it's the best place to get a meal on the beach. So we want you to come on down to Pete's Time Out. It's a lovely day on the beach. Unfortunately, for those of you that are watching in Chicago or Illinois and Kentucky or Montana, it is not that lovely there, but it's about 74 or 75 degrees. And she is decided she's not coming back on the show. Get over here. We have more to talk about. She's rebelling. Your contract was not up yet, so you need to sit right here and finish this show. We have 6 more episodes to go. We need to do like a super special 100th episode. How would we do that? Like in front of a live studio audience. Oh, wait, that's what we're doing now.
That is what you're doing now.
You
And
know-
you always say that, and then you change your mind.
I think a 100th
you need to get me some
episode.
shade.
I think a 100th episode somewhere would be cool. We just have to figure it out. I need to work on that. You were doing a lot of show research last night, weren't you?
Yes.
You had the door closed. You were reading up on the tattoos and stuff, which if you didn't listen or hear the first part of the show, you want to go back and listen to. It was
Yeah,
very
well,
interesting.
I-
The tattooing
I
thing
think
is
it's
very
important to
interesting.
have some background information about the people that are coming on so that you can ask them pertinent questions instead of silly questions, which you like to do.
I like the silly questions, so I choose not to do a lot of research on things until it comes to the politics. By the way, for those of you that are left, we are going to get back into the politics in the next
For the
few
few of
weeks
you that are
because the
left.
election is right around the corner. It's coming up in March, and you are going to have to vote in 3, as far as I know, unless Bruce puts his paperwork in at the very last minute. They're going to vote for 3 brand new council members, and that is going to change the makeup of the town council coming March.
And they're going to vote on the term, how long
They're
they
going to vote on a
serve,
term from 3 to 4 years.
and whether to move it from March to November.
Right? So you have to remember that's a referendum that you're all going to have to vote on. And I think the newspaper, I liked what they did. They came out with their predictions for
That was
2020,
funny.
which was very cool.
I mean, I thought a lot of those things, I thought you had submitted your opinion in there. It was too funny.
I know the part about the politics and the election was like, I think they predicted like it was going to easily move from March to November, but that it wasn't going to get approved from 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
Now, we'll see what happens during the referendum. But also at the end of, I don't know if it was that number or a different number, they predicted that there would be like a last-minute entry to the race, and the initials
was
are
number
MH.
4.
And the initials are MH. And I was like, holy crap, wait, who's MH? Who's MH? And all I could think of was Megan Heil, who swore up and down that she's not going to run.
Well, just because they predicted it and just because you say it doesn't mean that's what she's going to do.
What do you mean? That she's not going to run or she is going to run? No, she's not running.
No.
She said she's not running.
No.
And they predicted that Adderholt would win and Allers would win. And that after that it was a crapshoot, which is really what we've been saying all along.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's an easy prediction because Dan's got some experience now running an election, and Jim is just he's a home run. He's just a home run right out of the gate.
Right.
So I just think that now I do have to say that I've been able to get in touch with Forrest Kritzer to set up an interview. I've been able to get with Dave Drum to set up an interview. Dan will always come on. Jim's scheduled to come on in January, so we're going to have all those folks on. Now, the co-owner of the Shamrock did not respond to my text a couple of days ago, so I don't know what's going on there. Everybody has until January 10th to file a paperwork.
Okay.
That's the final day. And we don't know if Conor Diaris' attorney is running, Robert Brandt.
I don't think he'll come on.
I don't think he'll come on, but we'll try.
Yeah.
Now, the last thing before we go, because we're a little bit over, is we want to make sure that you all have a chance to check out the comments that were made on our page. Starting last night, it just started to erupt after the mayor got on and started responding to some of the comments that you thought were somewhat out of line from Cheryl Ann. That you don't mind the comments. Well, I don't mind the comments either. It's the name calling and the things like that you don't really need to do that. I invited
Yeah,
Cheryl
you
Ann.
don't need to get. I mean, I know, I get it. But you just don't.
You can
need to
disagree
get
with
snarky.
things. There's,
Yeah, and you can post. I mean, she was taking snapshots or posting stuff from the news press and the Naples Daily News. But as I shared with you, one of those things was an opinion letter from the owner of the Lani Kai. So it's. I
Right.
mean, is that news? Is that facts?
I don't think
mean,
that she made it clear in the post that she made that it was an opinion piece from Conor Diaris either.
No.
So
no,
it was
no,
totally out of context of what she was.
But I mean, again, everybody's entitled to their
right.
opinion.
State
but
your
just
opinion and why you're state. You see, the thing is that people state their opinion, but they don't really state why they're stating their opinion. And your opinion is that you don't want to see the town get bigger. That's what it is. You really want it to be your little town. You want it to be your little beach. You don't want big conglomerates or whatever you call them or big development coming in. And that's the reason that you're doing it. And the fact is that project went through 2 years of meetings and hearings and more hearings and whatever they needed to go through. And it was scaled down. And Tom bent over backwards to make things work, to fit into the plan. And they're still whining and complaining about things.
And limit the, there's no need for name calling or alleging any impropriety.
Right. You have no proof of claiming that people are taking money and things like that. And it's just
Backdoor
BS.
deals.
It's just BS. So,
Yeah.
So keep it civil if you can. I know that's kind of weird coming from me, but and if
Keep it objective.
And if you want to state your case on the show, then just don't hide behind your computer screen and type things like that. Be open to come on because we're an open book here. Our lives are an open book, right? FMB Designs and Remodeling, take it away.
Yes, I'm gonna need some more. I need some more help. I gotta call her.
Nikki.
Yeah, and this has nothing to do with her business, but maybe never mind. I don't think it was her. Someone had made the comment that on that picture where you're laying on the bench in front of Margaritaville in Orlando, which was an old one, it wasn't her. But it was funny. They said, "Oh, that makes a nice centerfold," and I wanted to write
Really
centerfold for what?
I didn't see that. Who wrote that?
Yeah, I think it was Christy.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it was Christy.
It wasn't a good thing. It wasn't a guy.
But anyways,
What
FMB Designs and Remodeling. Give them a call. They will help you spruce up your existing digs or add on or do a complete redo. And they have a ton of stuff. They bring the showroom to you. They do lots of flooring. They do lots of design work. They do it all.
Excellent. FMB Designs and Remodeling. They're on Facebook. You can check them out on their website. We want to thank them. We want to thank Shuckers. We want to thank the Fort Myers Tiki Tours. I saw the boats out there
Always
tooling
Pete's.
around. And, of course, our longest-running sponsor and our best friends on the beach, Pete and Debbie Lalo, thank you all for everything. Have a great weekend. We'll be back next week with another slate of outstanding guests and one good host and one not so great co-host. We'll see you,
dear.
Everybody. Have a nice weekend. Happy
You shouldn't
New Year.
be so hard on yourself.
And we will
I know
see
you're
you
doing
soon.
the best you can.
Bye-bye.
Bye.